The invitation arrived on a calm Tuesday morning, an elegant white envelope embossed with gold lettering. Meghan Markle stood by the kitchen counter of her Montecito home, holding the letter with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. It was from Diana Sawyer, the legendary journalist, known for her sharp intellect and even sharper interviews. Meghan had been asked to appear on Diana's primetime talk show for a clear and honest conversation about recent public controversies. Harry looked at her with concern as she reread the letter. "Are you sure you want to do this? She's intense." Meghan smiled with forced confidence. "I've faced tougher rooms. Besides, people need to hear my truth." But deep inside, an unease stirred. Diana Sawyer wasn't a typical TV host. Her interviews were surgical, clean, precise, and devastating. She could disarm celebrities with a single question. Meghan knew this, but she believed she could stay composed. The studio buzzed with anticipation on the night of the taping. Crew members hurried across the polished floors, adjusting lights and checking sound levels. The audience trickled in, whispering excitedly about the long-awaited confrontation. Meghan arrived in a sleek midnight blue dress, her smile radiant but her shoulders tense. She exchanged polite greetings with producers, then entered the green room where a large monitor displayed Diana's previous interviews, clips of powerful figures squirming under her, unyielding questioning. A staff member approached. "We'll be live in 20 minutes. Ms. Sawyer will meet you on stage." Meghan nodded, her hands clasped tightly. From behind the stage curtain, she could already hear Diana's iconic voice warming up the audience. The atmosphere trembled with expectation. A spotlight snapped on. A camera rolled into position. The countdown began. Meghan inhaled deeply, unaware that the night was about to turn into one of the most humiliating moments of her public life. As Meghan stepped onto the stage, applause erupted. She smiled, waving graciously, but the brightness of the lights forced her to squint. Diana Sawyer welcomed her with a firm handshake, her expression unreadable, professional, calm, almost too calm. "Meghan Markle," Diana began, "thank you for joining us tonight. There's a lot the world wants to understand." The first few questions were harmless, about Meghan's current projects, her life as a mother, her charity initiatives. Meghan answered smoothly, but she sensed the shift coming. Diana's tone tightened, her posture sharpened. "And now," Diana said, leaning forward, "let's talk about the public controversies. Starting with your statements about the royal family." A hush fell over the audience. Meghan stiffened. "I've spoken my truth," Diana interrupted. "And yet many viewers feel your interviews contradict each other. Are you being honest with the public?" The audience collectively gasped. Meghan's eyes widened. "I always speak honestly. Experiences evolve. Facts don't," Diana replied coolly. Tension coiled like a spring. Meghan attempted to regain control. "It's easy to judge when you haven't walked through the same fire." Diana didn't blink. "Meghan, you've positioned yourself as both victim and influencer. Which one are you tonight?" A murmur rippled through the audience. Meghan's throat tightened. She felt cornered, her carefully prepared talking points slipping away like sand. She forced a smile. "I am a human being with a voice, but one that often contradicts itself," Diana said sharply. Meghan's voice trembled. "I don't think this is a fair interview." "It's an honest one," Diana corrected. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Meghan's cheeks flushed, her composure cracking under the relentless pressure. Diana then displayed a montage, clips of Meghan's past statements compared side by side. The studio fell silent as Meghan stared, stunned and speechless. Her humiliation was visible. A single moment freeze-framed on screens, capturing her shock as the audience watched in stunned disbelief. The clash had become a spectacle. The show ended with subdued applause. Meghan walked off the stage with trembling hands, unable to mask her devastation. Her team rushed toward her, whispering frantic reassurances. But she could barely hear them over the echo of Diana's pointed questions still ringing in her mind. In the corridor, she leaned against the wall, closing her eyes. "I wasn't prepared for that," she whispered. One of her advisors murmured, "It was harsher than expected. But you held yourself together." But Meghan knew she hadn't. Not really. Outside the studio, cameras flashed aggressively as paparazzi shouted her name. She ducked into the waiting SUV, her heart heavy. Harry sat beside her, jaw clenched. "You didn't deserve that," he said, gripping her hand. Meghan looked out the window, watching the streetlights blur. "Maybe I shouldn't have gone," she admitted. "Maybe people were waiting for me to fail." Harry shook his head. "They're waiting for headlines. That's all." When they reached home, the internet had already erupted. Clips of the clash were circulating with ruthless speed. Meghan stunned on live TV. Diana Sawyer exposes inconsistencies. A career-defining humiliation? The hashtags trended globally. Meghan sat in her dimly lit living room, scrolling through comments she wished she could ignore. Some defended her, praising her bravery. Others mocked her, calling the interview a disaster. She finally put her phone aside and pulled her knees close, staring at the silent fireplace. "Why does everything I say become a war?" she whispered. Harry joined her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "Because you're visible, and visibility has a price." She nodded slowly, tears burning in her eyes. The night had stripped her confidence bare, leaving her shaken and vulnerable. But as dawn crept through the windows, she felt something unexpected, a flicker of resolve. Humiliation had broken her once, but this time she realized it could also rebuild her. And somewhere inside that fragile quiet, Meghan vowed that Diana Sawyer's interview would not be the final word of her story.